Here is how you can take your toe loop entrance from looking like this to this. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ava. A lot of you might know me as Journey Back to the Ice here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And today's video is all about how to improve your toe loop entrance, taking it from a toe waltz to a proper toe loop. This video is great if you are just starting to work on your toe loop, or maybe you're receiving a downgrade in competition and you would like to know how to fix that. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the difference between a toe loop and a toe waltz. You might hear skaters talk about this a lot online, and in many cases, I see skaters throwing around the word toe waltz, but they don't actually know what truly defines the difference between a toe waltz and a toe loop when it comes to how it is called in competition. When you are competing, whether you're doing a single, double, triple, or anything past that, the judges and technical panel are going to be making sure that you are doing the proper takeoff for your toe loop. The three main things they are looking for when it comes to this jump is making sure the skater is taking off from the correct edge, that there is no pre-rotation, and the skater is not completing a toe waltz. You may be wondering, what is a toe waltz? A toe waltz is when a skater goes into a jump like they are going to go for a toe loop, but instead of taking off from the back outside edge and letting the heel follow through first, the skater will pull the feet together and then immediately switch forward, which takes it from a toe loop, taking off from a backward outside edge, to a toe waltz. Essentially, the easiest way to think about this is that a toe waltz or toe axle is when a skater takes off from the incorrect entrance edge or turns forward too soon. A proper toe loop will take off from a backward outside edge, and the skater's heel will kick through the jump first. A skater can still complete the correct entrance edge, but unfortunately have too much pre-rotation. When you're doing a toe loop on the correct entrance edge but you have pre-rotation, that is when you drag your heel all the way around to face forward and then take off. This is similar to a toe waltz, but this is different because you are taking off from the correct entrance edge. What often makes toe loop a difficult jump for skaters, and can often make it their least favorite jump, is the fact that you have to make sure you are taking off from that backward outside edge. It is mostly the timing, going from the backward outside edge, having your feet come together, and then as you take off into the air, making sure that the heel of your free leg leads through first. This quick snapping motion of the hip is going to be what makes the difference between a toe waltz and a toe loop. When skaters perform a toe waltz, they are often going in on a flat edge or an inside edge, which causes them to turn forward too quickly. Taking off from the incorrect edge, so if you are taking off flat or inside, is an automatic downgrade, and skaters will not receive credit for a toe loop in competition. If you are currently struggling with this with your toe loop, here are some drills and exercises that you can do every day to help you fix your entrance edge. The first exercise is one I think every skater should work on, and that is a pivot exercise. There are a few different ways you can do it, but for the first one, you are going to pivot from one direction, around, and back. This exercise helps the skaters figure out where the weight should be put on their blade to help them have an easier takeoff. A lot of skaters will either put their weight too far forward, too far to the inside, or too far back on their heel. Putting your weight too far back on your heel is going to stop you from taking off into the air. Practice completing this pivot pattern a few times without lifting your foot off of the ice, going from one side to the other continuously. Make sure to keep your head up, your shoulders strong, and if you jump counterclockwise, make sure that you are keeping your left arm in front. If you jump clockwise, make sure you're keeping your right arm in front. After completing this pivot drill a few times, do it one more time, and on the second set, pulling through like you are going to do a toe loop, you are now going to lift up your heel, kick it through the jump first, and practice a walkthrough that is going to simulate that twist or snap of the hips in the air, just like I am showing here in the video. A very important key part to this is making sure that the heel of your free leg that is going to go up into the air passes by the toe on the ice first before pushing up and going forward. Now, a lot of skaters online will say that a toe waltz is any type of toe loop jump that faces forward. This isn't completely correct, because in order to complete any type of toe loop, whether it's a single, double, triple, or anything past that, your body does have to go forward at some point, because there is no other way you'll be able to get into the air from the position you are in on the ground. Now, it's super important to understand that the position of where your shoulders are does not necessarily deem if your toe loop is a toe loop or a toe waltz in competition. The judges and technical panel are looking to make sure that you are taking off from the correct entrance edge and that your heel is leading into the jump first. While both of these jump attempts do take off from the correct edge, one has my heel leading through first and the other is pivoting too far around where my toe pick is leading into the jump first. Yes, my shoulder position is quite similar for these, but the difference between one versus the other is where and when my heel takes off. The timing of a toe loop really does make or break this in competition, which is why pivot drills like this and walkthroughs can be super beneficial because they can help skaters understand the timing of the jump and what the takeoff should feel like. The next exercise is very similar to the last pivot drill we worked on, except on this one, you are just going to practice pulling your foot from the out position to the in position a few times, and then on the last time, you are going to do one full pivot around. This exercise is really to help skaters figure out where to shift their weight to make sure they are taking off from that backward outside edge. Once you feel comfortable with this, replace the pivot all the way around, and after a few times pulling back and forth, you are going to practice a walkthrough with your heel leading through the jump first. This is going to help skaters understand the weight transfer going from the backward outside edge and how to lift your heel up into the jump first and work on that hip snap. That is it for today's video. Hopefully that helped you understand the difference between a toe loop and a toe waltz, especially how it is called in competition, because if you are getting a downgrade but you still believe you are taking off from the correct entrance edge, you might be holding your pivot too long and your toe pick is leading in the jump first rather than your heel. The most important thing I tell every skater that is working on the toe loop is to drill into your head the correct entrance edge and that proper heel kick through to the jump first. This is not only going to set you up for success with getting your toe loop properly called in competition, but this is also going to make it feel a lot easier because a lot of skaters when they first start working on toe loops will do toe waltzes and note how hard it is to really get up into an H position, but in reality, if you are taking off from the correct entrance edge, your timing is right and your heel goes through first, that snap up into the air where you are turning your heel to go forward is not only going to make it easier to get up into the H position, but it's also going to give you the acceleration that skaters are often missing when they do a toe waltz. And this is why I strongly believe a lot of skaters hate toe loops because they are doing the entrance incorrectly. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you found some of this information helpful. Let me know down in the comment section below, do you like or do you hate toe loops? Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.